Hey friends, ready for some French fries? This is a recipe right out of the Rave diet book, and not to prolong this, we'll go ahead and just dive right in. So I have the ingredients on the counter. Let me turn that around so you can see them. It's going to be vegetable broth, maple syrup, some cinnamon, and 4 sweet potatoes. So we're just gonna clean these guys off, slice them as if they are French fries, toss them in the ingredients here, and get them in the oven for cooking. Join me. Okay guys, ready to make these sweet potatoes look like French fries? Let's get started. So the potatoes, of course, growing underground, they're not going to be that beautiful. You can definitely take a potato peeler and peel the skin off, but I like that addition of that fiber content, so I'm going to leave the skin on. Maybe if there are certain spots that don't look as appetizing or great, I will cut those spots out, but we'll go ahead and get started cutting these into the shape of French fries, and you can determine what type of fry that you want. Of course, the thicker the fry, the longer the cook time, so it's up to you to decide the length. And since I'm leaving the skin on the potatoes, if you just back up the video a little bit, these look a lot cleaner than what they did originally. A little kitchen scrub brush, a vegetable brush, and just scrub them until you can get them as clean as possible. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to remove the very tips of them, so not to contend with that. And then from there, we're just going to slice it in maybe thirds, and we'll see how thick that is. And then from there, I'll kind of determine if I want to do something else. Another option is to take a look at where it kind of curves in. You can kind of cut that off or make it flat, so then you have a flat side to make it super easy to get your cuts in. Okay, so I have my flat side. I'm gonna get that down, and I'm thinking probably quarters, cutting this into a quarter and then cutting my fries may work. And then from here, you can kind of determine if you want long French fries, or if you want them maybe in half, or if you just want really short, stumpy fries. It's up to you. What do you like? From there, I cut them in half, so a pretty good size still, pretty kind of thick French fry, but that should cook fairly quickly than if I were to leave them a little bit on the thicker side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these chopped up and into my bowl, and then we'll toss it in the ingredients and get them into the oven. Okay, so the sweet potatoes are cut into fries, and actually some a little thicker than others. And they say to toss the ingredients into it, but to make it a little bit more even than trying to toss all of this in this bowl, I'm going to remove about half, put in half of the ingredients that they suggest, kind of toss that around, add the remaining, and then toss that in. Okay, so I have about half in the bowl here, 1 teaspoon of the cinnamon, as well as 1 teaspoon of the vegetable broth. You just toss it in that, put it on the baking sheet, and bake it at 450 degrees for about 50 minutes. I'm thinking because they're thin, it may take a little bit sooner than maybe some thicker wedges or different things like that. I'm also going to use the air fryer to see how quickly they will cook and how they perform there as well. But right now, I'm really just following the recipe as written, and just kind of having my own thoughts as I go along. Also recommends 1 teaspoon of vegetable broth. Yeah, that's not much at all. So, but again, I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir. I'm now going to add a half teaspoon of cinnamon. And that cinnamon, I want to kind of just toss what's in the bowl here already, just to ensure I'm getting the cinnamon on the ones that are on the bottom as well. Toss that in. And then, since I'm kind of split the seasonings with the split of the sweet potatoes, I think instead of adding these back into the bowl and mixing them all together, I'm just going to take this bowl, get it onto my baking sheet, and then I'll do the next half accordingly. So we have them arranged pretty much in a single layer, and then I'm going to take the remaining ones in my bowl and add them to the air fryer. So here we have the air fryer basket for my particular oven. There we go. We're going to pop this into the air fryer. It'll be a lot faster. Let's see. And then we're going to add our other half teaspoon to make that full teaspoon of vegetable broth. We'll add our other half teaspoon of cinnamon. And just like that, I have my 2 pans ready to go. My oven is already heated to 450 degrees. I'm going to use both racks. And actually, I could potentially use my 3rd rack if I wanted to, if I need it. But I'd like to see how the air fryer works with this. The fries in the air fryer, of course, are going to take a lot quicker. The first batch I had, I actually burned them. I wasn't even paying attention. So they are crispy. They are crunchy. This version, and I probably should look at my air fryer book to see what temperature to cook like homemade fries on, but I just did the setting at 450, and these I did for 10 minutes, but I just checked it around the 5-minute mark, and this is what they look like. They has a little bit of a crisp texture to it. They're maybe not so pretty, but that's okay. For this size, that does cook pretty quickly. So you definitely could use your air fryer. And I recommend checking your air fryer brochure to see what temperature to cook them on. I'm still waiting for the fries in the oven. I did check on them around the 20-minute mark, and I did flip them. They are soft, but they are definitely cooking. So we should have those out maybe in about another 15 to 20 minutes. The sweet potato fries are complete, and then at the end you toss them in the maple syrup. And I'm sure the maple syrup is going to help with like that appearance, as well as of course give it a sweetness. But sweet potato fries already have just an inherent sweetness, hence the term sweet potato fries. I did flip them a couple of times. I began around the 20-minute mark, and then I looked again at them at the 30-minute mark and so forth. But I think they're turned out pretty well. They do have a sort of crisp-like texture. I do think my tray of sweet potato fries on the bottom rack performed a little bit better than those on the upper rack. I did also switch the trays around when I did notice that that was happening. I don't think that they are as crisp as they would be in the air fryer, but I hope you do enjoy this recipe. Do like, subscribe, share, and follow. I hope to see you again here soon, and enjoy your fries.